Hi guys, are you ready? Thank you all for coming. We're starting now. Dear friends, thank you all for coming to our rally to support Ukraine. In these very difficult times, we are here to express our outrage and protest the military aggression. We want to prevent the war by any means necessary. We will start today's event by singing our national anthem. Please sing with us. Music.
Ukraine has paid a very high price to get rid of Yanukovych regime. Bravest Ukrainian patriots gave their lives to free the country from it. Several more heroes died in the hospitals in the last days and joined the Heavenly Hundred. Let's pay tribute to the fallen heroes of Maidan in Kiev by a moment of silence. Please lower your flags.
After Yanukovych fled, we used to say that we won a battle, but not the war. But nobody could imagine back then that an actual war would be forced upon Ukraine. Let's try our best and pray to avoid more victims. A short update on the current situation. A temporary government in Kiev, which received international recognition, is trying to lead Ukraine out of a severe economic crisis. An anti-corruption action center is working to return the money stolen by Yanukovych, his family and his government to the people of Ukraine. Early presidential elections are scheduled for May 25th, 2014, and it's important for all Ukrainians in Ukraine and those abroad to go ahead and vote in these elections for the president.
However, we are almost worried about Crimea right now. The situation there is very tense and can worsen at any given moment. Putin's armed troops block, attack, disarm, and harass Ukrainian military bases, as well as try to control Crimea by all possible means. They blocked independent Ukrainian television and stream Russian propaganda. They beat up journalists and robbed them. They block airports and control the road from Ukraine mainland to Crimea. They sunk 2 Russian ships so that 7 Ukrainian military ships are blocked and cannot go to the sea. Ukrainian military show tremendous self-restraint and heroism during. They're doing everything possible not to let a war break out. Crimean Tatars are in great danger right now. They were deported once from Crimea, and it took them years to return home. Crimean Tatars bring food to Ukrainian soldiers blocked by the Russian troops. They try to support them, and we thank them for that. They have proven themselves as true patriots of Ukraine. The most frightening part is that Putin is unlikely to stop after Crimea. Russian military troops are also accumulating along the eastern border of Ukraine, and that entire part of the country is under constant threat. In addition, Russian civilians are sent into eastern Ukrainian cities to act as provocateurs and participate in pro-Russian rallies. Putin has chosen a cowardly way of invading Ukraine, and we have to help the world learn the truth. There are numerous examples of Russian propaganda found in international media. Be careful with what you read and who you listen to. We invite you to use and promote the news resource in Ukrainian and in English that a volunteer and with a group of other volunteers put together. It's Maydansf.com. You can find the information about it on our website and our Facebook page, Maydansf, Maydansf.com and the respective Facebook page. Another terrible side of this invasion is that Putin is going against the will of his own population. Despite the real threat of being arrested for one's participation in an anti-governmental demonstration in Russia, tens of thousands of Russians went out into the streets to protest against Putin's invasion of Crimea. About 20,000 people protested in Moscow, 10,000 in Saratov and Nizhny Novgorod. In other cities such as Petigorsk, Yekaterinburg, Vologda, about 3,000 people gathered. Kremlin is really going against the will of people, and it will not be forgiven for that. In these very tense days, we should not forget about and abandon the victims of the Yanukovych regime, the families of those over 100 people who were killed, and thousands of severely injured who are in urgent need of costly medical treatment.
Guys, living here, we forget how hard life is in Ukraine, especially for those honest, patriotic people. Last week, our volunteer drove a mother to the funeral of her son, and she didn't have shoes to wear. So he stopped at the store to get her boots along the way. We're happy that by joining our efforts together, we're able to help our fellow Ukrainians, even when we are so far away. We have sent now more than $10,000 to the medical needs and hospital equipment to help the injured people, of which there's more than 1,000. We're sending $1,000 each to each family of a hero that was killed that we can reach. We're posting our receipts on Maydansf website. And I thank you guys, for we did this together. You came to our rallies and demonstrations. Overall, more than 1,000 people have attended these so far. More than 300 people have donated so far, and I thank you guys. Although through our Facebook page and website, we have reached more than 50,000 people. And through TV and radio coverage, we have reached millions. Our sorrow and worry for our homeland brought us together and made us strong. Thank you again for supporting freedom, democracy, and unity of Ukraine. We do have donation boxes here, and as usual, we'll count the donations by the end of the rally. All the funds will go to Ukraine. Maydansf is in constant contact with the activists from Ukraine. We have people in almost every region, except Crimea. We are trying to establish connections in Crimea so we can help there as well. So if you have any trusted activist contacts there, please put us in touch with them.
In putting military forces into Crimea outside of their bases, Russia has invaded Ukraine and is violating the Budapest Memorandum, which was signed by Russia, including Russia, and also by the United States and Great Britain, which guarantees the integrity of Ukraine in exchange for Ukraine giving up its nuclear weapons in 1994. We have copies of the Budapest Memorandum. You can familiarize yourselves with them. And this is a harsh violation of international law. Today we have also a petition to the President of the United States, Barack Obama, in which we request the following. 1. Immediately send international observers into Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Number 2. Demand immediate withdrawal of Russian troops from the territory of Crimea that is outside of the designated Russian military bases. Number 3. Help ensure security of Ukrainian military in Crimea. And number 4. Assist in the development of a comprehensive economic program, a 21st century Marshall Plan, aimed at stabilizing Ukraine's economy. You can sign the petition at this table here, and they will be all sent to the White House. We also would like to encourage you to give speeches today in English, and we request you to make them no longer than 2 minutes.